it's the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. I've just finished watching Picard Episode 2, and I'm going to get into a review of that. But before that, if you like Doctor Who, you like Star Trek, you might like Doctor Who. In England, when I was growing up, if you like Star Trek, you like Doctor Who. It's just the way it was. But that was back in the 80s. I don't know what it's like today. But if you like Doctor Who, I'm giving away Doctor Who DVDs. The next one I'm giving away is the complete Season 4. Starring David Tennant, Catherine Tate. Fantastic season of TV. If you've never seen it, it's really good. All you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel. Subscribe's the important bit. And leave the hashtag adipose. You can leave it here. You can leave it on Facebook, on Twitter. I'll do a search. And then we do the drawing. Adipose, if you don't know, is a plot point from the first episode of the full season of Doctor Who. I'll leave it anywhere, and we do the prize draw on the TARDIS Zone. That's on Sundays, about 2 hours, between an hour and 2 hours after Doctor Who airs in the UK, which are like 7 p.m. UK time. So what's that? Like noon East Coast time. So we're about between 2 or 3 East Coast time, or 9-10 in the UK. But none of this is about Doctor Who. I'm talking about Picard. So Picard, episode 2, and so thus far this season, Picard is like anti-Viagra for a YouTuber. It's not good at all, because I've worked this out. The stuff that makes good videos, that makes entertaining videos, things that like draw you in, is passion. If you're passionate about something, doesn't matter what it is, it's always interesting watching somebody be passionate about something. And if it's something you like as well, it's like really fun. I enjoy that. So Picard is just, it's very hard to be passionate about it, because it's like so. It's not annoying. It's not like painfully woke. It's a bit dumb. It's not as insanely dumb as Discovery. Actually, it kind of is, but Discovery was like so stupid in your face. This is kind of like stupid, but you have to think how stupid they are. So, while we're talking about the stupid, let's go with the stupid of the basic premises. So this is stuff that I've heard after like digesting the first episode, and was it Red Letter Media has a fantastic discussion about that first episode. So yeah, one of the first dumb things I really don't like, and you see this more in this episode, is this like lack of understanding of what the Federation and Starfleet is, or was anyway. Starfleet was always an aspirational organization. Now I liked when they had like rotten elements within Starfleet, or within the Federation. That was really interesting, but like the core of it was always good. So not so much anymore. Those rotten elements are now taken over, and they are the entirety of the Federation or of Starfleet. I'm really not sure what. I'm not sure if there's a difference in this show, because this is not really written for Star Trek fans. It's like people, they're using stuff that people know they're going to know, and there's a few throwaway lines that so the trekkers will go, oh, hey, they see a trill, or the Daystrom Institute, whatever. But basically the only knowledge they're relying on is like the stuff that's like widely known in the Star Trek world. So so the whole premise is that the Romulan Empire has completely collapsed, and the Romulans are a refugee people. Again, that doesn't really stand up to much scrutiny, because the Romulan Star Empire was freaking massive, and their sun went supernova, but they had a massive empire. Why did they? I don't understand why they needed the Federation's help to get the people off their planet. Why there was only millions? There wasn't billions. And I just don't understand why they can't cope with themselves, or why Starfleet didn't have resources to help them as well. And I totally don't understand this crazy xenophobia in Starfleet now, that like, oh, they've been our enemies. No, the definition of Starfleet is the people who are your enemies today will tomorrow not be your enemies. Like there was an episode of The Next Generation once when Riker was in a future, but it wasn't a real future, it was an imagined future, but you had a Ferengi on the bridge, because that's just what you expect to happen, because the overwhelming ethos of Star Trek, and I think of the Federation and Starfleet, is people evolve and get better. That was the aspirational aspect of Star Trek, which I think it made us feel good watching it, which just doesn't so much. So yeah, and also they don't understand phasers, or the technology that's clearly been established. Fine. So I waffled on about that because there's really not much to say in this episode. They really should have dropped this whole season in one go. This is made to be binged watched in one go. Not so much like the Mandalorian. I think was better. They dropped it week after week. But this is much more like the full season of Expanse, which is just one unit. So right, basically we got like the second 15 minutes of a movie. There's like, so not much really happens. So I'm trying to think of the plot points, and yet there's Picard has realized that he wants to go and find the Data's daughter's sister, Data's other daughter. And that's kind of, that whole thing was kind of dumb as well. There's a lot of dumbness in it, but again, it's not in your face dumb like Star Trek Discovery. So he goes to Starfleet headquarters, and yeah, I didn't really like that bit much. Well, firstly, I empathise with him because Jean-Luc Picard right now in that scene is in exactly the same situation as I am in life right now. So in the first episode, he gave this interview to Fox News, Federation News, which was clearly Fox News. They gave, and they baited him, and he snapped that the Federation wasn't the Federation anymore. And so they're all really pissed off with him at Starfleet. So that's kind of like my life, as I say, because about 2 weeks ago on the Sabbath, which was when everyone was in the local synagogue, I was very angry about this piece of shul politics, and I stood up and I denounced our rabbi, and yeah, that wasn't so. I got angry, and it got way worse than it's meant to get. And so, like, it was like ground zero. It was like 9/11 to them. I'm like thinking, I've been chewed out before. It's not so bad. I've had people like, intimate that I'm like not, that I'm a crappy person. I can live with it. But so I've just managed to get to like be able to go back into the synagogue now, which I pay membership for. I pay. That's the crazy thing. I pay for the rabbi's salary. I gave like a bunch of money for it. I liked him. He was doing a fine job, and then I got pissed off. But anyway, so I'm in exactly the same situation now. When I woke, because I had to go, they go back to the synagogue thing. It was my father's. It's called a yortzeit, the anniversary of his death. And you say a special prayer called Kaddish during the morning. So yeah, basically, okay, you don't need to know all this crap. It's different. Then I had to go to synagogue. So I normally go 3 times a day. I'm normally there, so I'm back in there now. But it was like, but then when I was leaving, I've been apologizing to this rabbi. Like I apologized in print. I wrote the greatest apology letter of all time. I sent to him. I wrote a public apology letter to the community. I've phoned him I've emailed him every day, and I phoned him. But today was the first day I saw him, and I wanted to apologize to him, and he's not having any of it. He's like he was essentially like the Starfleet admiral that Picard met, dropping F-bombs. Although he didn't drop an F-bomb, but he got the same reception. So I kind of empathized with that. And then they did a really stupid thing, which is they gave an idea for another show, which I really wanted to see. When he's talking to his 2 Romulan slave servants, who apparently used to be in the Tal Shiar, and they got like these crazy investigative abilities. And one the woman has an Irish accent for some reason. They must have an island on Romulus. But actually, before I get into the thing, they said that there was a show I'd much rather see. The whole stuff about like the Romulans being in exile could have been really freaking interesting. So I'd like to know more about Romulans. I like how they're displaying, they're portraying them with like senses of humor, and it gives them like 3-dimensionality, and I really like that. And I would like to see more of like this whole species in mourning for their lost homeworld. The whole thing about the Romulan culture. I would like to see them more, and I think the best part of the show is there's an actor on the one of the main characters. He's on the Romulan Reclamation Project, which apparently they're trying to get bull technology off a bull. But Okay, we're not even up there. Oh my god, I'm jumbling everything up. Fine. So there, I would like to know more about the Romulans. The best thing about the show so far is the Romulan guy on the ball cube. Really great actor. I really like him. He's got a lot of screen presence. But then, yeah, so we're back at the Chateau Picard for like the 14th time, and so his Romulan servants are like saying, "Well, why don't you call like Riker and your old friends?" And I'm like, "Oh, that'd be awesome! Like Riker, Troy, Geordi, and Worf, and Picard go on this mission together to like try and find Data's daughter." That's something I would want to. I want to see that show. That's the show I want to see. I don't want to see this. I want to see that. And they said no because I said no, we don't want to see that. So, which is why even mention it? Because until they brought it up, I was like, okay. And then they said that, I'm like, why aren't we there? Like, really? Are you telling me that look, you sold out $1 billion for Patrick Stewart? It can't be that much more to get, Michael Dorn, Jonathan Frakes, and Marina Sir. Like, really? I think you could get them, all of them, for Patrick Stewart's lunch money for one day. I think that's all it's going to take. But no, apparently not. Never mind. And then one other point, which I really kind of liked in this episode, was the way they used transporters as public transport when Picard's going to Starfleet. You have these little transporter arches of people just walking in and out of. That was a cool little bit. When he goes into Starfleet, there's a giant hologram of the Enterprise, the original Enterprise, which then turns into Enterprise D. It's a little bit member-berry-ish. But really annoyingly member-berry-ish. They have this whole scene at the end where Picard says, "Oh, I'm not going to go and find my very good friends and get them to help me with this mission. I'm going to go to somebody you've never seen before, right where they filmed that original series episode of Star Trek with the Gorn. Like, we're going to do that." Like, it was just too member-berry for me. And that's really all I got to say about this show. It's like, other than, how did Picard and Data become such a strong, inseparable bond? Data was friends with LaForge, and like Data was basically friends with everybody apart from Picard. Picard kind of liked him, but like, and he had his back like a crew member. But like, where was this like incredible, insane love between Picard and Data? It seems, it seems a little bit romantic, their feelings for each other, which I think is a bit weird. Anyway, so I'm amazed I squeezed 30 minutes out of this review, because like, it's just so freaking, I wouldn't say bland. It just doesn't. It doesn't produce any strong emotion either way. Not hatred, not love, nothing. I'm just like, I'm just watching it like, okay, that's happening. Okay then. That's fair. And that's Star Trek Picard so far. Hopefully something interesting will happen. Oh yeah, something else I noticed in the Starfleet. Starfleet is now completely run by women, and they're all bitches. Like, every single one of them is a bitch. Okay then. It's always beyond me where they go, "Oh look, and us in Hollywood have been systematically sexually abusing every actress that walked into the city limits for the last 100 years. And now we feel a bit bad. So you know what we're going to do to make it better? We're going to cast women in lead roles, and we're going to make them like unlikable bitches." Okay, that sounds good. At least I haven't gone for that other trope of casting women in leading roles and make them completely incompetent. And Doctor Who, yes, we're looking at you on that one. My name is Phila Beck, and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, subscribe. Do hit that like button. That like button really freaking helps me, and I don't know how. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Let me know what you think. If you strongly disagree with me, if you're loving this show, let me know why. If you're hating this show, let me know why. I have no emotional impact on me. This show has no emotional impact on me whatsoever, other than it's kind of sad to see Patrick Stewart looking so old and doddery. It was okay in the Wolverine movie with Logan, but like this one, I'm like, I feel like I just want to make him a cup of tea and put a blanket over his knees. And you know what? That sounds like a pretty good plan for my evening. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a cup of tea, and I'm going to put a blanket over my knees. My name's Phila Beck, and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have yourself a fantastic day.